day to have to move. Thankfully, the navigation was only 2 locks in less than half a mile, providing there was a berth outside the Crystal Palace. The only danger to navigation this time was carefully avoiding an armada of very hungry geese. Chris, on board Maximise Life, very kindly gave me his berth, and while he prepared to sail, I held station. See his channel called the Narrowboat in slow time.
Enjoy the spot.
Thank you. Enjoy mine. It's nice and sunny there.
I hope so.
Right, so I've got a few projects that I want to do today. Firstly, I've been noticing that the back of the boat needs a little bit of work. You can see all these tiny little rust spots coming up and down. Earlier in the year, I sort of have done some of the woodwork down the sides, but it's now time to tackle the parts that I've been trying to avoid. I'm going to take this lovely piece of woodwork off today, prep it for varnish, and start prepping the steelwork underneath for new paint. Right, so I got rid of the woodwork, did that off camera sadly. A little bit sticky with sticky stuff underneath, there's a little bit of insulation. And now you can see the reasons why I needed to get the woodwork off was that I've got some rust that got in, or water that got in underneath the woodwork, causing rust that I just need to address before I put the woodwork back on. I've taken the top hatch off. If you look at the weather, it's not looking particularly summery, so I'm not sure that this was the best idea. I've taken that off because I noticed that some of the woodwork is lifting, which basically means there's been water getting in underneath. And you can see that there's water damage at the top of the wood. We can see some rusting going down one of the sides. While I'm tackling all of these little pieces, I thought, well, I might as well tackle this one. Right, so one of the first pieces of prep work that I need to do, take off these dust extruders, or dust draft, shall we say. They are not moving, which is what I was fearing. I might have to get my special tool out to get these off, but they are not moving. Now I think I need to get my easy outs on this. Oh, one. Now we get to see what they get fastened into. So these are machine bolts, which would lead me to think that they're not going into the wood, that there must be a lip on the metal that they're going through to. And if that's the case, the other ones that aren't coming out they're seized. These look like stainless, and stainless and steel don't like each other, so they can, through the process of oxidization, fuse together and become very difficult to move. I suppose one of the first things I should have done was put some WD-40 on or something, just to ease them out, or just, but we learn from our mistakes. Right, so that's the first one out, and as you can see, that's a machine bolt, and that's stainless. Felt quite soft stainless actually. Right, as you can see, I'm still having problems with these draft excluders. All of the the Allen keys have lost the edges. They do go through a metal lip, which makes it slightly more difficult to get out, but I think I might have enough space to try and gently prise the woodwork from the space. I'm going to do this really carefully because I want to keep everything. I don't want to replace it. All I want to do is renew it. So rain, stay away. Let's put this back where it's closed in on me. That's heavy. Let's walk it back gently. There we go. Let's try a step around it. Don't. Okay. Right, there we go. I think that's it for outside work for a while. Let's just close up. Let's go find out inside work. Right, guess a few of you might know where I might be. If not, check out the channel, the Narrowboat that James built. I'm on Project 58, using it as a workshop space while it's bucketing with rain outside. Alright, so we got that piece of woodwork off the back. So all of this has been stuck down with really rubbish silicone. So I've got to try and get all the silicone off. Right, so the next piece to tackle after that to prepare for sanding is the surround. Now I think this is a mahogany surround, but I'm just going to be slightly careful with this. But we've got all of that mess to clean up first, and hopefully we don't break the frame. Just got to remove that and just gently start cleaning up. Morning everybody. Yesterday I spent the day preparing some of the woodwork for varnish and trying to get rid of all the water stains. So that's the woodwork. If you remember, it was the aft hatch cover. So it's all in bits and pieces at the moment, so it's going to get reassembled, glued back together and prepared and waterproofed further. Right, so went back to Serafina, got my rags, which I'd left behind, got some white spirits. I just want to see how well the wood has cleaned up. Alright, so this is white spirits, just clean off the dust. And you can see the colour that I'm hoping to achieve to get back once I put varnish finish back on. Just need to clean off all the dust, so when I glue it all back together, the adhesion is really strong. See all the dust still coming off. It's also a degreaser. Happy with that. You see where those black marks are? That's still the after effects of the metal sort of getting into the woodwork. Now I'm not too worried about that, because I'm not going to see that face. What I've learned is that if you're going to be preparing wood for outside heavy weather, all weather activities, you need to find the appropriate fixing that is not going to just rust away. As you can see, that one is rusted away. I can't get that out anymore. So you need a non-ferrous fixing. You might be wondering why I've kept that. That's going to be some DIY wood filler. This is my duck hatch wood cover insert. I just need to prepare this final part for application of varnish. I've gone over an 80 grit. I just want to take it down to 160, see if I can get rid of a few more of the blemishes. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with the veneer inside. I think I'm going to wait for my mate Dieter to get hold of me. Now Dieter is a wood finisher par excellence. You can see those screws are just sort of mild steel. I'm going to replace those with brass. And then I'm going to take these. I need to find out whether or not these are stainless or not. They look alright. They haven't oxidized, they're just dirty. I think some of that oxidization is, I don't know, I'm going to have to look at that. Otherwise, if I don't think that they're right, I'll replace them with stainless or copper. Brass, I mean, not copper. Copper's too soft.